Saudi Arabia's $1 trillion skyscraper, the Mirror Line. Imagine two skyscrapers so tall they rise half a kilometer into the sky, stretching not for a block, not for a mile, but for 170 kilometers straight across mountains, desert, and coastline. This isn't science fiction. This is the Mirror Line, Saudi Arabia's $1 trillion megaproject that could transform how we think about cities forever. But is this the future of civilization, or just the world's most expensive fantasy? Saudi Arabia has unveiled what may be the most ambitious architectural plan in human history. Two parallel skyscrapers, each 500 meters tall, forming a futuristic linear city that could house up to 9 million people. Known as the Mirror Line, the project is part of the Kingdom's Vision 2030, a sweeping plan to reduce dependence on oil and reinvent Saudi Arabia as a hub for tourism, technology, and innovation. But building such a colossal structure raises enormous questions. Can it actually be done? What challenges stand in the way? And why is Saudi Arabia pouring such astronomical resources into a city that looks like something out of a sci-fi movie? Vision 2030 and NEOM. In 2016, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman announced Vision 2030, a bold roadmap to diversify the Saudi economy. Oil may have built the kingdom, but its future rests on becoming a global hub of commerce, entertainment, and tourism. To bring this vision to life, Saudi Arabia launched NEOM, a futuristic mega-development in the country's northwest. NEOM itself is split into several ambitious projects. Oxagon, an 8-sided floating industrial hub designed to be the largest floating structure in the world. Trojana, a year-round mountain resort where tourists will ski on artificial slopes in the heart of the Arabian desert. And at the center, the most jaw-dropping of them all, the Mirror Line, a city stretched across desert and mountains, walled by two mirrored skyscrapers. What is the Mirror Line? So what exactly is this project? The Mirror Line will consist of two parallel skyscrapers, each 500 meters tall, nearly twice the height of the Empire State Building, running in a straight line across 170 kilometers. The city will be just 200 meters wide, enclosed between mirrored walls, and designed to house 9 million residents. The exteriors will reflect the desert, mountains, and sky, blending futuristic architecture with the natural landscape. Inside, the design proposes vertically stacked infrastructure, homes, offices, parks, schools, shops, and even farms, layered on top of each other like levels in a vertical video game city. It's not just about stacking buildings, it's about rethinking urban design completely. Design features and amenities. Life inside the Mirror Line is planned to be unlike any city ever built. Public spaces will be vertically integrated, with massive parks winding up through the towers. Entire neighborhoods will exist on elevated platforms. The concept includes vertical farming to feed millions directly from the walls of the skyscraper, a sports stadium suspended 300 meters above the ground, a marina where yachts can dock directly beneath the towers, a transport system with high-speed trains running the length of the city in just 20 minutes. The idea is to compress everything a city needs: housing, work, leisure, transportation, into a narrow vertical slice of civilization. The sustainability promise. One of the boldest claims about the Mirror Line is sustainability. The city is marketed as 100% renewable and carbon neutral, with zero reliance on cars. Transportation will rely on high-speed transit, while clean electricity will power the infrastructure. Air will be filtered, water recycled, and waste minimized. Vertical farming will reduce the need for imports, while smart systems will monitor energy efficiency at every level. On paper, the Mirror Line promises to be not only the most futuristic city ever conceived, but also one of the most sustainable. But that promise comes with some serious contradictions. Can they build it? And here lies the central question. Is this even possible? Saudi Arabia says it plans to finish major parts of the project by 2030, housing over 1 million residents. But building a pair of 500-meter-high skyscrapers stretching longer than most countries is an engineering challenge, unlike anything attempted before. Even Saudi Arabia's Jeddah Tower, which was meant to surpass Dubai's Burj Khalifa as the tallest building in the world, remains unfinished and frozen at 1/3 of its intended height. So if a single skyscraper of 1 kilometer proved nearly impossible, what does that mean for 170 kilometers of them, multiplied across desert, mountain, and coastline? Historical parallels. History is full of mega projects that never move beyond concept. In the 1950s, architect Frank Lloyd Wright proposed the Illinois, a mile-high skyscraper in Chicago. It was a vision decades ahead of its time, but ultimately impossible with mid-century technology. The Mirror Line feels like a modern echo of such futuristic dreams. It has captured global imagination, but will it remain a dazzling concept, confined to 3D renderings and promotional trailers? Or will Saudi Arabia actually pull off the impossible? Rebranding and political intentions. Beyond engineering, there's a political dimension. Since Mohammed bin Salman rose to power, Saudi Arabia has been on a mission to rebrand its global image. For decades, the kingdom was defined by oil wealth and strict conservatism. Today, it wants to be seen as a forward-looking nation of innovation, tourism, and modern living. Projects like the Mirror Line grab international headlines, positioning Saudi Arabia as a country willing to dream bigger than anyone else. For the Crown Prince personally, it's about legacy. He has described the Mirror Line as "my pyramids," a monument to rival the timeless symbols of past civilizations. Criticism and environmental impact. Not everyone is convinced. Critics point out that building the Mirror Line would itself emit nearly 2 billion tons of carbon dioxide, more than 4 years' worth of emissions from the entire UK. The irony of constructing a carbon-neutral city while releasing so much carbon up front hasn't gone unnoticed. Beyond the environment, there are human rights concerns. Reports suggest that up to 20,000 people from indigenous tribes have been forced to leave their land to make room for NEOM. Human rights organizations accuse Saudi authorities of silencing dissent, sometimes violently. And then there's the issue of labor. The kingdom's labor practices have faced international criticism, particularly concerning the treatment of migrant workers. These issues raise serious questions about whether the city of the future could be built on outdated human practices. Investment challenges. Even with Saudi Arabia's immense oil wealth, funding remains a challenge. The project is estimated at $1 trillion, requiring vast sums from foreign investors. But attracting outside capital is not easy. Many Western firms remain cautious due to Saudi Arabia's international reputation in human rights controversies. Even if financing is secured, many analysts believe the final version of the Mirror Line will look far smaller and less ambitious than what's being advertised today. Public reaction and global attention. Still, in terms of visibility, Saudi Arabia has already succeeded. Trailers showcasing the Mirror Line have been viewed by tens of millions worldwide, sparking debate, fascination, and skepticism in equal measure. Whether loved or ridiculed, the project has made one thing clear: the world is paying attention. Future reality or science fiction? So where does this leave us? On one hand, the Mirror Line represents the peak of human imagination, a bold attempt to redesign how we live, move, and interact in cities. On the other, it may remain a spectacular sci-fi dream, forever out of reach due to engineering limits, financial hurdles, and political realities. Perhaps its greatest contribution won't be in actually being built, but in sparking conversations about alternative ways of organizing urban life. Even if scaled down, elements of the project, like vertical farming, smart infrastructure, and car-free design, could inspire future cities around the world. Saudi Arabia's $1 trillion skyscraper, the Mirror Line, is either the future of civilization or the boldest mirage ever imagined. It challenges the limits of engineering, sustainability, and ambition. The question is, will it rise from the desert as a shining new landmark of humanity, or fade into history as the greatest what if? What do you think? Could the Mirror Line ever become reality, or is it destined to remain a futuristic fantasy? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the world's most ambitious mega projects, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and stay tuned for more explorations of the extraordinary.